Hello, hello, and welcome to our market development. My name is Aaron Browning. We are going to be doing a review of yesterday's masterclass immersive with our CEO, but also taking a deep dive on it. We're gonna break out some of the talking points and really give our 2 cents on why it's there and how important this is to us in the field. And I bring that up because even if you were on the call yesterday, and I hope and pray you were, you're still going to walk away with several nuggets. So I want to make sure nobody disconnect. And if for some reason you were not able to make that call, this really is for you because there were some amazing announcements. We want to start with the new pricing updates. And what I loved about this when our CEO, Jonathan Budd, came out and shared these is, and I've been with Powur now a little bit over a year. Most of the time when you're in construction, you're in sales, pricing goes up. But because of our volume of the amount of deals that we're doing every single month, Jonathan, God bless him, has been able to drive pricing down on many of our key modules, our key components. And a few of those we want to touch on are Q cells. They were at 56 cents. They are now 50 cents a watt. How freaking amazing is that? So a sick alpha, in my humble opinion, through a lot of training with Joe on this, it is the best panel, I believe, especially in low light, but I think it's the best panel all around on our platform. That went from 59 cents to 52 cents a watt. Like freaking amazing. I went in last night after that was released. By the way, it's on all of our proposals now and updated two of mine that I'm running today to change over from QCell over to REC. Canadian Solar went down, another huge drop. I actually have that panel on my own home. I love it. That went from 52 cents to 44 cents. And then Jinko, hard to believe they can get it even lower, but they did because of our volume play again, from 44 cents to 42 cents. The other big one that I got really excited about, and hope you guys can hear it in my voice, is the battery storage. Enphase, I want to give them a major shout out. Amazing what they're doing. They were able to drop this down to $1,137 per 10 kilowatt system. That is a big drop. And what I love about Enphase stepping up to the plate, they didn't have to. Yet they know the climate, the environment we're in. They wanted to share some of the struggles, some of the hiccups that we're all facing. And they're going to eat some of that with us. And I freaking love that. I love them for that. That makes the Enphase batteries even more appeasing to a lot of our clients. I would challenge all of you to take a screenshot there if you did not do that yesterday. Obviously, you should all have the email, but these are huge talking points. I made several videos yesterday that I'm using for marketing with these. I don't know of another solar company, anyone we're competing with that can share price drops, right? If you have anyone you did a proposal with, this now is a follow-up point. Really get good at selling that, right? I can see Philip. Philip, I wanted to reach out. I know we met last week. Listen, the Q cell panel, my favorite panel, it was at 56 cents a kilowatt. Won't mean much to you. I just got a new shipment and we were able to secure it at 6 cents less. So I just reran yours. It's $1,000 savings. It only lasts until it's gone. I don't know if that's today or that's tomorrow, but I want to make sure I can lock you in on that savings, right? Something I just thought of that on the cuff, something along those lines. You obviously want to give urgency here, but amazing deal. Two other things where the price did go up, right? We got to talk about that. We're a transparent company. We're all business owners here at Powur. I want to make sure you guys are aware. Freight costs were ridiculously low at $100 per deal. That is now being upped to $250, so $100 increase, still right in line. This was really affected, as Jonathan shared yesterday, on any returns and things like that that come up. We're now better in line to be able to weather that storm when it does present itself. And then the bigger one is Power Care. We were at 7 cents per kilowatt for our Power Care, our in-house solution. That was ridiculously low. It was about 50% lower than any tier one competitor in terms of warranty. We did a small increase from 7 cents to 10 cents. And by the way, in full transparency, and Mr. Budd just reading between the lines yesterday, I would expect that to go up again. I really would. This is still a severe discount compared to any of our competitors. So once again, anytime I get language like that, and I'm reading between the lines based on what I believe he said, I use that for marketing. I want to lock in all my friends and family to the lowest possible solution that they can get for their warranty. Joe, Emmett, any questions, comments, anything you guys want to add in terms of the discounts and then the two that we slightly increased? Joe, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say that super excited about to see these panel pricing coming down. And as you said, nobody else is coming down. They're all going up. All of our competitors are going up right now.
Love it. Emmett?
Yeah, to back Joe up, what drives the panel pricing, inverter and battery pricing is supply and demand. So there are people that are being bet on, and obviously Power is being bet on by these manufacturers, right? So take advantage. On a Q-Cell 10K W system, that's a $600 price drop if you want to requote it. We're halftime through July. So if you quoted Q-Cells, requote, or get more excited about following up because that's much more margin for you as well. So I think the action item here is make sure you get it, but also make sure you apply it to your pipeline.
Emmett, really good point. And I failed to mention this, man. That's why I love doing it with the panel format that we're doing. Huge. So this is one of the big things I love about our company. And I don't know any other company in the solar game doing it this way. And so anytime there is a price improvement, by the way, let's just pause on that. Like, how amazing is that? Price improvement, right? If you have a deal already under contract, that improvement is still honored. And that difference, that savings, and that $1,000 that Emmett just went over for that example goes to your margin. Like, they didn't have to do that, like, at all. The CEO could have said, this is going to happen on any deals that are not under contract yet. That's what most companies would do. Ours does not. He's going to go back, and anything that has not been installed, he's going to give it to you in terms of commission. I share that with you because it's amazing. You guys should be blowing up the chat. Like, that is cool. I recruit to that. That's some of the language I use to attract Joe to our organization and to this amazing company. That people aren't used to that are already in solar. I can't stress it enough. Thank you for bringing that up. Big update to the M1 Advanced program. As many of, especially those of you that have been on our calls with our CEO and any of our national calls, M1s for almost every other company have been gone for 3 to 6 months, given the volatile interest rate market climate that we are currently in. This is something that they have been teasing that these days will be coming. Our CEO has been doing everything he can to keep these around for as long as we can, which is amazing. And so there are changes that are now coming. M1s are going to be optional, and there is going to be a fee associated to that. I want you all to look at it almost as like a cash advancement, which for some of us we need. And there is going to be a 15% fee applied to that. You can log into your back office. You can select on each deal whether or not that M1 advancement, right? I really want to use that language, is important to you. And just know, so if it was a $2,000 M1, you're looking at a $300 fee. If it was a tier 3 deal, meaning you were splitting that as a tier 1 with your tier 3, you're looking at a $1,000 M1 for you and a $1,000 M1 for the tier 3 on that deal. That would be 50% less, obviously. And so that 15% would be a $150 fee. I want to be crystal clear on that. That fee is not taken out of the M1. It's taken out of the M2. So for a lot of you, you might not feel it. I want to go back to what we led with because it's important about having a pipeline. The thought here is this is going to be used for those that really need it. They're up against it. They're just getting started, and I get it. There's no judgments. We've all been there. You now have the option of where you can log in and do it. My challenge to each and every one of you is I don't want you to lose the 15%, right? Is that you have a pipe so full that you're closing 3, 5, 10 deals a month that you don't need the advancement. You know what's coming next month because you worked your tail off the 90 days prior. But once again, know that's there. I'm also, you guys know I'm a recruiter. This is my language. We still have an M1 option. That is really important. As I talk to solar pros every day, they're dumbfounded. They can't believe it. So even at a 15%, they're really excited. I also want to challenge each and every one of you. We had a little off-market conversation, if you will, with Bobby and a few of us that hopped on early. By the way, if you ever want to be a part of those, hop on early to our calls. Leaders are on those calls 10 minutes prior. And so we're having a behind the curtain conversation, if you will. Yesterday in the chat, I saw someone on our masterclass being like, oh, I can't believe they're charging a fee. I want to challenge everyone here today to think of this as you're an owner of Powur, because you are. We're all shareholders. And so a lot of times when people are complaining about any changes, they have what I call the employee mindset. I wish our company did that. If you were that company, you were the one fronting it, you were the one paying it, as you are, right? Change your mindset on that. It starts to change the way you want to give things away. And so this is a change we had to do to make our company stronger. And so hopefully many of you guys get that. I think this is exciting. I'm glad that Jonathan got creative on this and was able to keep that coming. Huge. Anything, Emmett or Joe, you want to add on the M1, M2 advancement procedures?
Just to double down on what Aaron said, M1s have destroyed a lot of companies because they have a cash flow issue. They're advancing money that they are not being paid by a financier or the customer. So cash is always king. Also, in my experience in other companies, it's called a salary. That's the M1. We're all entrepreneurs and CEOs of our own companies. So I encourage you to get to a point where your pipeline's so big, we're going to use pipeline like 100 times a day, Aaron, just because of you, that you never have to cash out your M1s. I'm very happy and blessed and honored to work with Powur. In the last year and a half that I've been serious about growing my business with Powur, I've only had one cancellation, but I still don't cash out my M1. So as you think about your business and try to scale it, pipeline, right, Aaron?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And the other thing too, I want to add on this is just take a deep dive on it because it's important. There's no judgment for anyone that needs an M1. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to use my real estate hat. I led a massive team. One of the struggles we had for anyone who is brand new to being an entrepreneur is they didn't have the cash savings. And real estate's just like this. You were 60 to 90 days from a paycheck. And so I lost a lot of really talented salespeople because they didn't have the savings. They had spousal lack of support at home where they were like, dude, go get a job. So I love that we're able to do that. I did have a brand new seller last month make $13,000 in M1 money, cash in his pocket in his first 30 days. And so I use that story. You guys know I love stories. Steal that story because we're all business partners. That's huge. 13 grand is more than most people make in a salary anyway. But he was able to do that just on M1s, which is huge. So once again, know it's there. The other one, the fine print here, really important. We are starting to see an uptick in cash deals because of the interest rates, which is great. Cash deals are a lot tougher from a company standpoint because they are not paid out the same. We have to dot some I's and cross some T's in terms of financing, and that money hits Powur's account, therefore hits ours. So the cash M1s are capped at 1,000. All the finance solutions are going to remain at 2,000. Just want to make sure you're aware of that as well. You can opt in, you go to Powur, you visit your projects page, and that's where you can see it. We believe, and even though this is recorded, don't quote me on that. We believe that it's going to be toggled to off, meaning you do not want the M1. That was my understanding from yesterday, but verify that. Go check it on your next deal. Make sure if that was important to you that you have it toggled on, but you do control that. Also, just because a tier 1 wants it doesn't mean as a tier 3, you have to. Once again, I love that they gave us the freedom and flexibility on that as well. Let's talk about span. Joe or Emmett, do either of you guys want to touch on that?
I'm good. I'll just follow up with you again.
Okay. I don't know a ton on this because it was just announced. I know James and I got a text from him, engineer on the team, had he was super excited about it. Sorry.
I've worked with Span for about 6 years.
Oh, please go ahead then.
And off. And there are a bunch of old RAC and Sunrun folks there that are my friends. They get the coolest booth if you ever go to the trade shows and stuff. But a couple of punchlines here when you go through the training or right on the screen. It is a smart panel. If you think about the way we sell solar now, you've got this beautiful system that does tons of really good stuff and probably a battery and EV chargers. And you go all the way back out to the side of your house or in your garage, and you see this old electric panel, this dinosaur, right? What Span has done is figured out a way to help you upgrade the circuitry and the electrification of your home. Again, if you didn't watch the training, get in there, get to the recording. It's amazing. The other thing is you have the advantage of using it basically as a sub panel. So there's no need for a main panel upgrade. And we all know whoever sold those main panel upgrades, especially in California, how much a pain in the you-know-what that is and how much more cost it is. So the real punchline here is if you haven't heard of Span, the CEO of this company, the guy that helped engineer the Tesla Powerwall with Elon Musk, is now running this company. And it is an amazing product. If you've never seen it or touched it, you got to go see it, right? It's an amazing product. So I don't want to do disservice to the training, Aaron, but I do want to encourage the team based on those punchlines that they should take more training if they haven't done that already. The app is cool. You can sign up to the app for free, even if you don't have a Span. Do that. That's an action item, right? You can see systems. They have a demo system where you can see every circuit. You can turn off a circuit through this electric panel. You want the refrigerator, make sure it's always on because you have the battery, make sure it's always on. You want to turn off the Xbox in your son's bedroom, you can turn it off. It's up to you. Aaron, I hope that's helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is live, by the way, today. I saw it this morning on two of my proposals on Solo. It's on Vision, which we'll talk about. Joe, I know you mentioned something, I think it was this morning, about how you've actually had to compete before we had this product with another company that did. Is that correct?
Yeah. And it was always a tier 2 product against span, but yeah, span is killer. I would definitely follow up with Emmett and say, go do the training. It's cool. I'm looking forward to getting certified to understand and sell this.
Love it. Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Platform design, confirmation, and enterprise. Let me see here. This was going to be a big one on to be honest with you, more on the back office with our install crew. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It's more of an enterprise level conversation, but I am excited about it. There are going to be standard operating procedures now. Anytime we get a deal under contract, meaning it's signed, the loan documents, if they're using it, cash documents, and the Powur documents, it's going to go directly to the installer assigned to that file, and they're going to have a set time. I'm going to call it 48 hours. Let's say I don't know exactly what it is yet, not privy to it, to approve it or make any changes. And what I love about this, the changes that do come up, and I think he said yesterday, it's about 10% of the time. It should not be more than that, which is huge. I'm now going to use that language in my proposals. Are going to happen much sooner in the process versus us waiting 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And that's the worst when you're having to go back to a client at that point. I'd much rather have that conversation day one, day two. So really excited about this. Once those changes are made, if any are made 10% of the time, you're going to be able to see that in the back office immediately. We're all notified. So the transparency of the conversation and accountability between our install crew, really excited about that as well. Enterprise, again, I'll go through this one. As an enterprise user, I know Joe is, I would imagine Emmett is excited about this. We're able to brand now. So it can have our company brand, even though we could have a tier 1 or tier 2 running point on that deal. That's really big. Once again, if you're not an enterprise, I'm sharing this with you because it's a recruiting tool. This is big. A lot of enterprise business owners, they want to make sure that their branding is consistent. We're now able to do that, and that's really exciting. Vision just expanded again. They opened 11 new markets. Does not apply to us here. The last markets they're going to be doing are the SREC, SREX, which obviously Virginia is, so that will be coming. I can't say it enough. If you have not taken the Vision training, you need to do it, my friends. My fear, and it's my fear because it's going to come true. It happens all the time. All of a sudden, let's say they called next Tuesday and said, hey, we're live in Virginia. If you're not certified, it doesn't exist to you. So go ahead and knock that out. Be proactive on that because Virginia is next on the list. And you can see the states there. If anybody wants to take a photo, you also have that email. Once again, not in Virginia. SunGauge. I'm really excited about this one. I love that our CEO is not afraid to introduce new partners, new vendors to our platform. That's the cool thing about having a platform technology is that the more partners we have that are competing for our business, more importantly for our clients' business, it drives prices down. It causes companies to get creative. They want to gobble up our business, right? And so I love that he put, and it's recording, oh well, that he put GoodLeap on notice. I love GoodLeap. They're one of my favorite lenders. I probably use them 90% of the time, but SunGauge is cheaper on many of their programs, at least what was shared yesterday. So that's going to put GoodLeap on notice. GoodLeap's got to step up. They got to get more creative. They got to come down a few basis points if they want to compete with SunGauge. This is on our platforms right now. I will tell you, I looked at one in Virginia today. The qualify button was not there for me yet. I know they teased yesterday. There are a couple kinks they need to work out, I believe, on the 25-year product. So be patient on that, but know that it's coming. Play around with it. I also did not see it on the financing calculator yet. Give them time. It was just announced yesterday afternoon, but really excited about this. The 2 loans that I did play with in Illinois this morning, one of them was over $1,000 cheaper. The other was about $34 a month cheaper. Very similar terms. It was just the fact it was 200 to 400 basis points lower. They also, off the top of my mind, they have no dealer fee product. I think it was like a 959, 979, something like that. It was a whole % less than the next closest competitor. That's as close to cash as you can get somebody. Really excited about this partnership. We all got to lean in and learn more about it. Yes, Emmett.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, in 20 years in solar, this is extremely common. The cyclical nature where financing comes from. If you understand how the finance system works, each of the companies that we work with, GoodLeap, Sunlight, Mosaic, now SunGauge, have a different strategy as to how they leverage capital and assets. If you really study SunGauge, and I love them, I'm glad we're on board with them, I've used them before, they have a completely different way of getting loans capitalized than Sunlight, GoodLeap, and Mosaic. Even if you don't want to know, get used to it, is all I'm saying. I don't want to speak for JB, but 20 years, yeah. Sometimes this is the featured finance partner. Sometimes this is the next featured finance partner. it's a solar coaster. And Aaron, I don't know if you have experience, or Joe or Ashley, with financing in your previous jobs, but come on, it's not just it's not just a solar thing. At Sunrun, when we raised millions of dollars in tranches, we always have to change where we get the money from. One month it's Google, the next month it's Apple. You name it, right? Thanks for the 30 seconds again.
Yeah, we're all problem solvers. And that's part of the reason why you can't get, I think it was Charles yesterday, kept using the word anchored. I'll change it. You can't fall in love with just one solution. Things change. You don't want to be tied to just one. I was using Mosaic for a long time. Look at that relationship right now. Hopefully they come back and we're able to do something, but things are constantly moving. And I love that again. And by the way, so I was close. It's 9.74% is no dealer fee. That is the lowest on our platform. Really excited about that. And then they are coming soon with a 25-year 4.99 that will be 250 to 400 basis points lower than any of our competitors. Really excited about that. They did send an email yesterday. I know Joe and I were talking about disregard at this time. No further action is needed. That was sent out of excitement. Let's talk about our upcoming event. We have our Powur convention coming up September 6th through the 9th, 2023. This is less than 50 days, 60 days away. I can't stress enough. I know you guys are probably getting tired of me saying it every single Thursday. You got to be there. Big decisions are made at big events. It is a fact. I went to my first convention a year ago, almost the same time. I was 2 weeks into solar, 2 weeks into Powur. I could barely spell solar. I didn't know how to spell Powur. I was still spelling it with an E. Yet I knew the importance of events. I've been going to them in real estate. It changed my life. Everything changed for me there. It truly did. I realized at that moment, 2 weeks in, this was so much bigger than I was giving it credit to. In fact, I'll go ahead and share this. I think only Joe knows it. My wife's Icelandic. They go to Iceland every single summer. I did not go last summer because I just launched my solar business. I didn't go again this summer. My family is there right now. This opportunity is so freaking big that I had to explain it to my kids and my wife that I want to put in several years building this so that I never have to miss anything else in the future. So I would challenge you. What are you all willing to give up right now to gain in the future? That mantra, that mindset has served me so incredibly well. They still have discount tickets for that. So make sure before they go up. Right now, they are $199. Figure it out. I tell leaders on my team right now, get your ticket. You don't have to buy airfare yet. We can figure that piece out next week, tomorrow. Get your hotel. They don't even bill you yet, right? Figure out all the logistics of how you're going to do it, how you're going to pay for it later. Leaders make decisions. Make decisions. You need to be there. The nuggets that are shared at these events. You might bump shoulders with someone at dinner at a happy hour event where they drop a 2 millimeter nugget on you that changes your entire business. You just don't know what's going to happen, but I can promise you good things will happen to those that attend the event. I get nothing out of it, by the way, for you guys to go. I just want to see you improve your business. And that's what that's all about. Once again, September 6th to the 9th, it's going to be through the 9th, it's going to be at San Diego, which is really cool. They have additional add-ons you can get, like our gala event. Strongly encourage those. If it's not in the finances, I don't care. Get a general ticket. I want you at the 3-day event. It's that important. Emmett, you want to touch on Powur Day coming up July 29th, the end of the month?
Yeah, Powur Day, as Aaron said, there are multiple events that drive success in this business. One is make sure you're on the CEO's address during the monthly masterclass immersive, right? Another is your market development meetings. All of you who are leaders probably have weekly meetings. We have ours on Tuesdays. You've got conventions, so hopefully you're signed up for that. If not, make that happen. And to Aaron's point, you don't have to worry about the hotel or the travel. Just you can figure that out later. But Powur Day is important, and Powur Day is a way to create a phenomena. If you're not launching and you're below the radar, then we're not serious about growing this business together. I'm happy to say that Ashley's got a launch event coming up here on our team in July. And then Craig, who wasn't able to make it today, has got a huge event in Baltimore where Bobby's going to be the guest speaker, right? We just did one last month with a double tag team on Powur Day. So having been in semi-retirement and trying to build this business, I'm happy with the results we have. But when you want to launch, you need to launch with Powur Day. There is a process. If you don't know the process, ask your sponsor, ask anybody on this call, and they'll take you through it. You register the event, you upload your assets, you gather all the registration folks, and you do a bookend the day before, then you do your Powur Day, and then you drive them into the Monday session if you need to, if you haven't signed them up, if you need to. And the whole goal is that everybody that comes there is signing up at worst as an ambassador, at best as somebody that's on your team. Hopefully I did that justice.
Yeah,
Ashley.
I appreciate it. Power Day is huge, my friends. I'm gonna be blunt with everyone, right? Hopefully I've earned that level of trust and respect. We got to get over ourselves. We really do. There are people right now sitting at home that are praying for an opportunity. They don't know how they're paying their mortgage, their rent. They're worried about the cost of groceries. They're not filling up their vehicle. And I say that not to be an alarmist. It's the truth. And so we're sitting on an opportunity that still has M1s like we discussed, where you could take someone brand new to solar and have them make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 under contract in their first 30 days. Like, that blows my mind. That posture, that belief, by the way, that energy, that is why I'm one of the top recruiters. I can see we have the number 2 recruiter right now on the call, and Anthony. It's the same thing. If you talk to any of us, it's that energy, it's that belief. We go from recruiting to blessing. Like, we are here to bless people, to change people's lives. That's what that event does. And what I love about this event is, and hopefully you guys are taking notes here, it's leverage. It's leverage. If Anthony invites someone to our Baltimore event, to our Virginia event, Anthony's a bad example because he does a lot of presenting. He doesn't have to present. He doesn't. He just invited someone, got a butt in a seat, and he allowed an Emmett and Ashley, a Joe, and myself, and Anthony to do the presentation. And yet that person joined your organization. Like, when I realized that for the first time, I was like, hold on, let me get this right. All I got to do is be a good inviter. And you guys already have closers that are going to feed my family, feed my organization, feed my dreams. That blew my mind. It's the ultimate leverage. And that's the power of those live events. So hopefully that makes sense.